Chineke mego kwango benye sege. Every day by day I just dey celebrate oh. Everything I do we just dey penetrate oh.
Hello guys, how you guys doing? Guys, there is something I want you people to look. You understand? There is a video I want you people to look, because Buhari crying out now is too late for Buhari, you understand? Because I don't really have much to talk, you understand? For Buhari start crying out now, starting talking, it's too late for Buhari for voicing out to tell the Western world to come and help. As in, when Buhari know he can be able to cry out, is it when Nigerian citizens, they are dying of hunger, suffering, and they have the mouth and the guts to speak up, let people to know that they use this money for election time. What kind of money do you use for election time? How many souls did you protect? How many security do you prove? You use it for your own image, not for the Nigerian citizen image. You understand? So you people have to come and explain better how this money is going and how this money is coming. Yeah, we are not fools. We Nigerians, we are not fools. The time have come when Buhari and Osibanjo need to give accountable of what they are doing in Asarok there, because I don't really understand what Osibanjo and Buhari are doing in Asarok there. They are, as in now, you people have been coming to realize their own game. You understand? You know, when they are shouting all these things, Nigeria doesn't want to understand where people are going. Nigerian feel maybe people are just shouting because they feel they want to shout. It's not people want to shout. People are suffering. People are dying. It's not we don't have money. We have money. But what is happening to our leaders? And you people are not voicing out. You people are just there looking. You understand? Well, it's too late for Buhari start crying for the Western world to come and help to rescue Nigeria. That Nigeria is the last poverty, or I don't even know what he's saying. The blah 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 he is saying. You understand? So my brothers and sisters, I'm still using this opportunity to tell you guys that the Western world have looked up to the Martin Omoere Showore. You understand? You understand? So these things Nigerian is doing is not right. This is what Showore is talking about, and this is what is happening. So why are they even putting Showore there? You understand? We don't even know what is happening. The hour have come when Nigeria need to wake up. You understand? Showore is saying the right and the fact, and Nigeria doesn't want to hear it. The only thing they have to be intimidated, looking for 1/4 to the other, mentioning 1/4 to the other. Is it a crime by somebody voicing truths? Is it a crime by somebody opening up for Nigerians? Nigeria, make una wake up. The citizens of Nigeria, make una wake up. The senators, make una wake up. What did they happen for Nigeria one a day? We are too big for what you people are doing. Osibanjo, you not get conscience. I they ask whether you not get conscience, but you will see they go to pulpits, go they preach. You will go they say you be pastor, you be this one, you not be this one, you be assistant pastor, you be reverend pastor, you be at deacon, you be this one. I never know what to now they do. Shamona they use the name of God till they deceive on ourselves. Many of for now where God go put the time they come for now. Time they come for now. Because you know go tell me say this to they carry women they walk up and down. Nobody say make una not carry woman, but make una remember what in Nigeria and put una there for. You understand? Not be to they intimidate Nigeria. Anyone will come and talk and I will know what to do. You understand? Make Western world, make them really all these things where Buhari they talk, because me I don't know really, I don't understand the area where Buhari they go. You understand? And that's why me I need to put the video from A to Z so that make una use una ear. Hear where to una president they talk. Make it enter on our ear, because make it not be like say person will just come out for media, can't talk your own blah 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 blah. They will say now so it happen. I go put the video for now for there from A to Z. Make una they see what they happen for Nigeria. You understand? Because me don't even tire for waiting they see for that Nigeria, and every day this one. If this one not happen, they will say they loot money. If they don't loot money, they will say now like this way it happen. What did they happen for that Nigeria? My brothers, time don't come when I need to wake up. Oh. Buhari, may you wake up. Buhari, may you wake up. Osibanjo, wake up. Una wickedness done too much. When una want to wake up, this wake up. Make una still get conscience. Make una get conscience for the poor citizens where they Nigerian. Make una not the users they do mumu. We not be mumu. We are human beings. As blood they flow for our body, and so they flow for our own body. As una take get children and family, and so we self take get family and children. Make una help part for Nigerian citizens. They suffer. Let this suffer stop. You people should raise Nigerian, bring Nigeria out of zero. You guys should bring Nigeria out of zero. What is wrong with you people? I'm asking you guys. I am very, very sorry for what is happening. So as we are still talking, you understand? Let's still go on and be saying what we are saying, because enough is enough in that Nigerian. Sure, come and talk. They say why talk. Okay, the Western world, they look up to they look to this thing to these things where they happen. They say this thing is not real. Let's put this thing in a proper position where this thing will be okay for you guys and we. And they say it that they should release Showore. What this guy commits? What he do? What atrocity this guy commits? What did the guy they cry? Not being they happen for Nigeria. What in Showore they cry for Nigeria? Nigeria me they ask on them. It get anything apart from what show already talk where no be what they happen. You understand? But I'm happy for people protesting against everything that is happening in Nigeria. Every story I am saying here, you guys are going to watch it. I'm going to upload it in one video. You guys is going to look by yourself, judge by yourself. I cannot be saying what I don't know. I want you guys, you are Nigerians, Africans, Western world, look up to what is happening. You understand? So Buhari to they cry out now, say make them come to do this one, to do this one. Buhari, no be the time when Osibanjo don't tell loot they come out. Since 12 now they never notice any money one a loot. The time where they first see motor where they carry go for Tulumbu place. They ask una na son no know how the money take waka, how the motor take come there. Say the motor cross pass. Nobody time one they loot money, one they loot the high top and down. God go dispose una one by one. No. But Osibanjo, shame unto you being Osibanjo, and you dey proud say you are ready to come out for court, come fight for waiting you know. Sure you know money now you carry so, and I make you dey proud of it. They thought say you are ready for this thing. Anyhow they want it, you will give it to them because you are ready for them. Be ready for them, oh. Shame unto you and your family and your cabinet and you and Buhari wey no know himself. Buhari no know himself, oh, because you know, Buhari's looting of money is extraordinary matter. Looting money here, looting money here, looting money here, looting money. All this money one they loot is enough is enough. Make una know they loot money again. All this money, make una use and take prepare Nigeria. Make una use and take put Nigeria in a way where Nigeria need to be. We are suffering. We are crying for you guys. Nigeria, make una wake up. Poor citizens, they are in Nigeria looking for people to help them. Nobody wants to help them. Nigeria, what be on our problem? Now the citizen be on our problem. All this money one on the thief, what you know they use and they do at the end of the day. Just nothing to carry travel, enter flight. Buhari go as you don't see enter flight now, go sit down, they talk pata now. At the ending of the day, the matter go spread. Just to the spoil citizen of Nigerians' name, they walk up and down. They talk and now then they thief, now then they destroy Nigerian citizens' name, they walk up and down because their children they're abroad, they no send, they come out, they talk blah 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 blah, and people will believe them. You understand? Because I don't really know. I am praying. Time don't they bring una out, una don't they confess. And Nigeria, make una be careful. Since the order have written that two people should release Omoyele Sowore, make una release Omoyele Sowore. It's not a crime to say revolution. Nigeria need revolution. Nigeria, if they tell una truth, make una know they cry. Una too they cry when they tell una truth. They tell una lie, una go cry. They will tell una truth, una go cry. Which one una want to believe una truth? One una, as in Nigeria, when una want to get sense. Make una say correct Nigeria because of the new generations where they come, things they happen. Make una correct this Nigeria. Enough is enough. I don't like all this intimidation, this wahala and this intimidation. Enough is enough. I am trying to tell you guys, there is time for everything. There is time for everything. Things have time for everything. You guys need to correct yourself in the rightful time. You guys need to correct this mistake in a normal way. Nigeria, make una beware of una self. All these things when una name they walk up and down Nigeria. What did they happen? Mohammed Buhari, repair Nigeria. Nigeria is too much for the many people they hear all this nonsense where they hear. All this money when they loot, where you are no Osibanjo they loot. Make una use and take repair Nigeria. Make una use and take turn. fact, I pray, as you dey cry, so they call the Western world, say make they can't help you out for Nigeria. I pray make them hear you, because Nigeria is too big for wetin dey happen. I beg Western world, I see they beg. The citizen of Nigeria, they see they beg. As Buhari they mention now, they beg una make una come outside, come help for Nigeria. Say Nigeria is too big to rumple like this, to cripple like this, because we don't cripple. Now cripple we dey. Make una come help us so that our leg no go cripple finish. I beg. As Buhari they beg una, and so the citizens they beg una, make una come out. We don't tire for this cripple. We don't want cripple again. The cripple is too much for us. The cripple is not even helping us. It's not even helping matter. As in, I don't know what to say. Guys, I don't have much to say. When you watch this video, like this video. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and share. Please stay tuned to this video. My friends, choose.
Hello and welcome. I am Gimba Umar. Tonight, President Muhammadu Buhari seeks support from global powers to tackle Africa's major challenges of poverty and corruption as he addresses United Nations General Assembly. Senate and Vice Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami for updates on failed PNID oil contract, even as the federal government delegate moves to quash suit ahead of Wednesday's court hearing in London. Court orders release of Sahara Reporters publisher Omoyele Sowore after spending more than 45 days in custody for alleged treason charges. And British Prime Minister Boris Johnson rejects Supreme Court's ruling declaring his decision to suspend Parliament unlawful, but says he would respect it.
On Business News tonight, Securities and Exchange Commission to dialogue on commodities trading ecosystem for a stronger capital market.
On Sports News tonight, former Super Falcons goalkeeper Precious Dede faults frequent changes in leadership of the team.
And from Abuja, federal lawmakers seek special funding for security agencies to tackle the security challenges in the country.
President Muhammadu Buhari today addressed the United Nations General Assembly with a call to leaders to partner with Africa in the development of its skills and manpower for growth. He compared this to the economic relations between the United States and the rest of Europe, through which the US helped pull countries like Japan out of poverty. He identified poverty as the root cause of criminality and insurgency and all sorts of vices in the world we live in today, and announced Nigeria's efforts through its social investment program to curb this. Our correspondent Amarachi Ubani reports.
President Muhammadu Buhari's address was made to a General Assembly presided over by fellow Nigerian, Professor Tijani Muhammad Bande. In his address, which was brief and straight to the point, President Buhari addressed the issue of poor economic development in Africa, calling on leaders to replicate partnerships in Europe on the continent.
Current attempts to help develop Africa by industrial countries are uncoordinated and plainly incremental. We have the skills, the manpower, and the natural resources, but in many instances, we lack the capital. Hence my plea for industrial countries to take a long-term view of Africa. We request you to come and partner with us to develop the continent for the benefit of all.
He then identified poverty as one of the greatest challenges facing our world and an inspiration for criminality and insurgency, and shared Nigeria's efforts at curbing poverty through her social investment program.
No threat is more potent than poverty and exclusion. They are the foul source from which common criminality, insurgency, cross-border crimes, human trafficking, and its terrible consequences draw their inspiration. Nigeria has developed a national social investment program, a pro-poor scheme that targets the poorest and most vulnerable households in the country. Under this initiative, easy access to financial services are facilitated to traders, artisans, market women, and cooperative societies.
He also played up Nigeria's fight against corruption.
organized criminal networks, often acting with impunity across international borders, present new challenges where only collective action can deliver genuine results. This is true in the battle against violent extremism, against trafficking in people and drugs, and against corruption and money laundering. The present Nigerian government is facing the challenges of corruption head-on. We are giving notice to international criminal groups by the vigorous prosecution of the fee and ID scam attempting to cheat Nigeria of billions of dollars.
President Buhari concludes his speech by affirming Nigeria's commitment to international cooperation on peace, security, and the UN's universal virtue of rule of law. Amarachi Ubani, Channel Television News.
On the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly, President Muhammadu Buhari today launched the Nigeria ISDG Model Report, the implementation of which is expected to serve as a planning tool to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. The ISDG model was domesticated in 2017 out of the desire for scientific planning and implementation of the SDGs. Officials of the United Nations Development Programme, presidents of the African Development Bank and the Emir of Kano spoke at the event. President Muhammadu Buhari says that reducing extreme poverty and hunger are cardinal objectives of his administration. Back here in Nigeria, the Senate is set to invite the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, to the National Assembly to brief relevant committees on the award of $9.6 billion by the UK court to Process and Industrial Development Limited, PNID. Mr. Malami is to explain to members of the Senate committees the details of the 2010 contract with PNID as executed, the reasons for the default, and steps taken to resolve the matter. Our correspondent Linda Kibe reports.
The lobby of the National Assembly is once again a hive of activities, a signal that plenary sessions have recommenced in the Senate and House of Representatives. The Senate is resuming after a 2-month recess, a week later than the House of Representatives. Inside the Senate chamber, there's exchange of pleasantries between colleagues. A lot rests on the 9th Senate and indeed the 9th Assembly to provide leadership, effective oversight and people-centered legislation to face up to the worrying economic, social and security challenges distressing Nigerians.
The Senate resolve.
Senate President Ahmed Lawan appears to be mindful of these problems and he prompts his colleagues to rise up to the challenges.
The spread of kidnapping, ethnic conflicts, rural and highway banditry, herdsmen and farmers' conflict, and cattle rustling in land are disturbing to the Senate. It is time we probably review our security architecture.
A federal lawmaker brings to the attention of his colleagues the controversial judgment by a UK court awarding $9.6 billion to Process and Industrial Development Limited, PNID, over a default in a gas supply and processing agreement.
Pained that the damages awarded to PNID are manifestly excessive, exorbitant, punitive, and a big threat to the economic well-being and security of Nigeria.
The Senate then makes a decision to invite the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, to brief relevant committees on the award of $9.6 billion by a UK court to Process and Industrial Development Limited, PNID. The upper chamber is also inviting the Ministers of Police Affairs and Interior, Mr. Meigari Dingiyadi, and Mr. Rauf Aregbesola to address the Senate on the deteriorating conditions of a nation's police colleges in the country.
Mr. President,
the sponsor of the motion says he is particularly disturbed over the state of the police college in Tai local government area of Rivers State.
Worried that the police college at Tai local government area, Rivers State, has been allowed to deteriorate virtually in all areas of its taxes.
Meanwhile, it appears that the medium-term expenditure framework, MTEF, is not in the possession of the Senate, contrary to the assurance by the Senate President that the executive has sent the planning document to the Senate. Senator Lawan tells lawmakers that the upper chamber is awaiting the presentation of the budget and MTF. Linda Akibi, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, the federal government delegation has been making swift moves for a possible resolution to the PNID legal battle in the UK. The Nigerian delegation, led by the Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, has been meeting with investors, financial institutions and energy firms in London ahead of tomorrow's hearing that will see a British court rule on the government's efforts to fight the PNID $9 billion arbitration claim. The country's delegation also includes the Central Bank Governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, and Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed. Our London correspondent, Juliana Olayinka, spoke with some of them.
Very serious lessons have been learned. That Nigerians must learn to really look at contracts, and Nigerians, in the course of signing contracts and agreements, that you must put your country first. Unfortunately, this is a case where those who signed this agreement did not put Nigeria first, and hence Nigeria has been on the back foot, and we're trying to see what can be done to return Nigeria back to the front position and be in control of this, because this is purely fraud, and we believe with all the evidence that has been put together, the foundation of this case can be destroyed.
We're here today because we want to ensure that the enforcement is stayed off, and also to appeal the entire, award.
On what basis and what grounds would we be appealing?
On grounds of fraud, corruption, and irregularities. And the beauty of it is that time does not run against fraud. If your basis for challenging a contract or an arbitration award is on grounds of fraud, it does not matter when this comes up. And we've been able to discover that there are a lot of monetary inducement between the parties, between some officials of the Ministry of Petroleum Resources and the PNID.
To other stories now, a federal high court has ordered the release of the convener of the #RevolutionNow protest, Mr. Omoyele Sowore. Justice Taiwo of the Federal High Court gave the order today after hearing arguments from both the prosecution and defense counsel. The judge ruled on the grounds that there was no subsisting order before the court to further detain Mr. Sowore. Our correspondent, Amaka Okafo, reports.
On the 8th of August 2019, Justice Taiwo, sitting as a vacation judge, gave an order to the Department of State Services to detain the convener of the Revolution Now protest, Mr. Omoyele Sowore, for 45 days. Immediately, his lawyer, Mr. Femi Falana, filed a bail application, but that was not heard. On Friday, September 20, 2019, the federal government filed a 7-count charge of treasonable felony and money laundering against the publisher of Sahara Reporters. The next day, Saturday, September 21st, the 45 days detention order expired. Today, September 24th, the Department of State Services approached the court with a motion seeking for 20 days extension of the detention order. But the applications were all withdrawn by both the prosecution and the defense counsel. This prompted Mr. Falana to ask for the release of his client, since there is no order of court keeping his client in custody. But the prosecutor, Mr. Godwin Agbadua, opposed it, insisting that Mr. Sowore has been charged for a capital offence. After a 30-minute stand-down, Justice Taiwo returned with a verdict. He ordered the DSS to release Mr. Sowore, but he took judicial notice of the 7-count charge filed against Mr. Sowore. He also ordered that Mr. Sowore be released to his lawyer, Mr. Falana, who is expected to produce him in court when the need arises. He also ordered Mr. Sowore to deposit his travel documents with the registrar of the Federal High Court within 48 hours of the order. While Mr. Falana is optimistic of his client's release, the prosecutor was not available for a reaction.
We
We are going to apply for a copy of the order, an enrolled copy of the order, so that we can serve same on the state security service with a view to having our client released today, in line with the orders of the court.
Mr. Showore was picked up on the eve of his planned protest across the country with the hashtag Revolution Now. Amaka Okafor, Channels Television News.
In part two, after the break, Africans rewrite their story with the launch of the Africa Center during the 2019 Future Africa Forum in New York. Stay with us.
Please watch my video and subscribe and like and share. Give me your opinion and your comment.